Here's a helpful video to help you with problem-solving algebra. These questions can look a little bit scary at first, but they're not too bad once you get to grips with them. So there's a local run called the Landrake Run. Let's imagine the people organising the run wanted to give a medal to every child who took part in the 2021 Landrake Run. The first thing they'd have to do is contact a medal producer who would make a mould like this that would say Landrake Run 2021. And they'd charge a certain amount of money just to make that mould, regardless of how many of those medals you wanted to order. And then they put hot metal into the mould for each one that they want to make, each of the medals they want to make. They charge a certain amount for the hot metal that goes into the mould. The way this question might be worded is as follows. It costs 3,000 plus 50m in pence to produce a set of medals for a race. M is the number of medals needed. How much would it cost for 15 medals? So the idea with this one is that you have to pay that 3,000 pence for the mould, and you only pay it once, and it doesn't matter how many medals you actually make. Then for every medal that you want to produce, that's an M, you have to pay an extra 50 pence for the metal that goes into it. So if we were looking at 15 medals, how would we go about working that out? Okay, here goes. So the 3,000 is the number of pence that you have to pay no matter how many medals you want. This pays for the mould they need to produce the medals. And then that becomes this part of the sum here, and that never changes, it's always 3,000. If you want 15 medals, then here you have to do 50 times 15. Now I've done a quick sum on the side, and that makes 750. So we've got 3,000 pence for the mould and an extra 750 pence for the molten metal, which gives us 3,750 pence altogether. Converting that back into pounds, you would have £37.50. So that's what it would cost if you wanted 15 medals. The question might ask you for a different number of medals. For example, it might say, how much would it cost for 10 medals? In which case, you would keep the 3,000 to make the mould. Let me just get rid of that. So you would have your 3,000, and then after that you would have to add on your 10 times 50 for the metal. So that bit would come to 500. You'd have your 3,000 for the mould, so that would give you 3,500, which is pence, remember, so that would be £35. And similarly, if you had 1,000 medals, then you'd still need just your 3,000 pence for the mould, and then you'd need 1,000 times 50, which would give you 50,000 pence, remember, and the 3,000 for the mould would give you 53,000 pence. Seems like a crazy amount. Dividing by 100, that would give you £530. So the general idea is that within each of these equations, this bit here would be your constant that stays the same, your 3,000 pence for the mould, and the bit that varies is the metal part there, where it depends upon how many of those medals you're actually casting. A little bit complex at first, but you do get to grips with them over the time. Okay, thanks.